Mr. Vice President, welcome to the Manama Dialogue.
Thank you for
joining us. Can I start with a regional security
Yes.
question? How would you gauge the Middle East security climate?
It's quite bad. It's quite unbalanced. It may get into a much worse situation. And I guess the solution to this, under the circumstances that are prevailing now internationally, where there are lots of divisions in the international theater, there should be a kind of a regional conference for security in this region, particularly, and to have and discuss two major issues: the balanced trading balanced benefits, on the one hand, and secondly, on the other hand, is non-interference in internal matters and respecting sovereignty.
And who would guide that conference? Who would lead it? Because
Well,
there's a real schism in this region.
It should be supervised by the United Nations in the presence of the P5 and the other regional players in the region, like the Islamic Conference Organization, the Arab League, the Gulf Cooperation Council, because we can't let things drift as they are drifting now into the into the unknown. Speaking to many foreign ministers and leaders, all are willing, but we have a big problem that neither the Saudis want to sit with the Iranians nor the Iranians would like to sit with the Saudis. I think this issue should be overcome and should be postponed until such a time after the conference. If now results have been achieved, then it's a different story with Iran. It can be really isolated in a way or left alone. But without this kind of conference, I think it's going to be very difficult, frankly speaking.
Can I, just before I want to move on to Iraq in a second, can I just ask you the question of the day? What are the implications for President Trump's announcement on Jerusalem as far as
Well, this was a very serious announcement. I believe that the extremists, the terrorists, will use this to recruit more candidates into their rank and file, by saying that Islam is lost and the second holy place for Islam has gone and the Palestinian issue have been damaged. And this can pose really a very serious threat to in the balance of moderation versus extremism. Let alone that the international community will be divided more, the regional community will be divided more, the Palestinians will be more aggressive in their attitude because they don't like this at all. So the consequences of this statement can be very dangerous, potentially very dangerous.
Just turning to your home country, how far is Iraq from being a peaceful, democratic and truly inclusive nation?
Well, it is non-inclusive. I can't see inclusivity until now. I don't think there is in the near future any inclusivity in the political process. I think we're still...
So you say that there are elections scheduled for next year. Will they be based on sectarianism?
They will be based on sectarianism, unfortunately. And now we have more problems than before even. We didn't have displaced people. We have millions of displaced people. We have ethnic cleansing in a lot of areas, including the belt of Baghdad. And super added all to this problem is the problem between Baghdad and Kurdistan. If we don't create this inclusivity and this partnership that everybody feels that is part of Iraq, then my fear that we will drift towards the uncertainty. It is very clear that, yes, the chapter of military victory have been achieved. But we still have a long way to go to get rid of ISIS and the sleeping cells. And we have to discuss and talk about the precursors of ISIS and of extremism.
In the current climate, can Iraq have positive relations with both Iran and Saudi Arabia?
No, this is impossible. You can't hold the stick from the middle. But Iraq can play a very significant role in bringing both sides together. If you look at what's happening in Syria, for example, so far about 500,000 people have been lost, killed in Syria. This is more than Hiroshima and Nagasaki put together. So really to the Middle East, this is another nuclear issue in a way. by losing life and of that magnitude. That's why I think Iraq, because of geographical situation, its borders are with Turkey and Iran, and also it has the Arab that can play a very significant role. But what the Iraqis need really is to prepare and arrange and reorganize their in-house and keep a good in-house keeping. This is what is needed. Otherwise, I think Iraq would fail to frankly speaking, moderate and mediate between those two sides.
Dr. Allawi, thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, my friend. Thank you.